What's good? This is Marcus the Fingaz, D-A-F-I-N-G-A-Z, back with another review for the Sampleist. In this video, we're going to talk about the Tom Factory epic ensembles from Fracture Sounds. Before we get into that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, The Sampleist, on YouTube for more great videos like the one you are about to watch. And although the library was provided by the great team over at Fracture Sounds at no charge, that will not affect our decision on the plugin, and it also we also did not give them a chance to review or edit this video in any way. So what is Tom Factory? It is the second in the epic ensemble series from Fracture Sounds. It is available for the free Kontakt player. It is also NKS compatible, so it will show up in your Kontakt libraries on the left hand side in Kontakt. It is an ensemble instrument of different percussion instruments that were played by 5 performers. It includes over 35 drums, including concert toms, floor toms, rototoms, octobands, and 3 kick drums. It was recorded in various ensembles and solo combinations. It has 6 different mixes, and at the time of this recording, it is on sale for the intro price of $119. That will end on September 4th, 2023, and then it will be normally priced at $169. You can also pick up the Tom Factory as part of the Epic Ensembles bundle, which includes Tom Factory and the Box Factory for $229, and that bundle will also end on September 4th. So many options here. We're going to dive in on some of the sounds after we go over the plugin. This is just the first sound loaded up here. As you can see, we have all these different categories on the left here. We have hyped mix, aggressive mix, snappy mix, punchy mix, extra large mix, raw mix, and then we have the different essentials with the similar mixes over there. I just have the first hyped mix loaded up here, and I'm just going to play what it sounds like with these deep drums hyped right out the box. Here we go. So what we have here is each mix has a subfolder with separate patches for each family of drums with the full range of articulation. So as you see under the hype mix, we have all these clicks and clacks, the solo octoband sticks, brushes, the concert toms, etc. We have similar and aggressive mix where they are broken down into those different 11 categories for each of the mixes. On the setup page here, we're going to jump right into the setup page. This is where you can see the articulations you're playing. So the kick ensemble, you can see that there, the solo kick drum, the deep ensemble, and you can map different parameters as you like. For the keyboard itself layout, you have 2 notes, so you can do sort of left and right. So for the kick, for example, I have C1 and D1. If I play that, those are both kick drums, so I can do different rolls, things like that. Same with the deep ensemble, which would be the next one in this, or the solo kick drum, which would be the next one in this patch. And we have deep ensemble, another deep ensemble, mallets, sticks, paper, muted, and so on. You have different mapping options over here where you can adjust the volume, the stereo width, the pan, the tuning, and you have some filters, low pass filter, high pass filter. You can adjust the tom ensemble sort of articulations over here with the ensembles, the solo concert toms, the solo roto toms, and you can also preview them by clicking the speaker icon here. So let's play this. So you can change that to that articulation. If we drop the octobands, then you have the different categories under there, and you hear the different tunings there. So you have all these options within this plugin. There's actually a lot going on here to kick drum. There's actually a lot going on there, a lot of functionality in there. So if I play, let's just play this kick ensemble, and I'm going to turn the volume down. As you can hear, the volume's gone. We're going to adjust the stereo width, super mono, super wide. We're going to adjust the pan left, right, and then you can adjust the tuning. So let's say you have a track in a certain key. You can try to match the key, which could be cool there. Then we have low pass and high pass filters there. And again, you have that option for each articulation, each instrument here. And then we have the dynamic range all the way up. So as you can tell, when it's all the way down, each velocity is pretty much as loud as it'll be. Whether I play the key soft like here or loud. Dynamic range is really narrow, and if I turn this all the way up, if I play soft, you can hear that soft. If I play really hard, so you have a little bit more articulation, a little bit more velocity, impacted dynamic range there. And then sample start, this will adjust the start of the sample. So if I bring this all the way down, and it'll tell you the latency when you move it. So this will be 50 milliseconds. Bring it all the way up. There's a little delay. You might not be able to hear it, but we bring another sound. So look, when I hit the key, and then from when you hear the sound, let's turn it up. No milliseconds there. So yeah, it might be kind of hard to hear, but you have all those options on those pages. Let's bring up another. Let's go to the snappy mix of the roto and octobon ensembles, and we'll see how that sounds. All right, let's jump over here to the main page. I know we did it a little bit backwards, but here on the main page, we have sculpt where we can adjust the punch. Turn this up. You should hear it punching through. The decay trim, which cuts off sort of the end reverb tail that you have there. You can hear that being more placed in the room. We have saturate, which adds a little bit of distortion, saturation there. Then we have squash. Like a compression type, parallel compression type effect there. Then we'll jump down. We have ensemble stack. So this is where you can adjust the layers. So we're going to adjust the size. Should hear it getting a little bit wider there. We can adjust the looseness, which will add a little bit of like humanization to it. It adds variation to the sample stop is exactly what it's doing. Then we have the spread, which will randomize the pitch and the pan variation. Then we have spatialization, where we can adjust the stereo width here. And then we have a reverb control, which are designed to blend well with the sounds that are built in, but you can adjust that here also. So you don't even have to bring in an external reverb. You can just use a built-in to have the effects there. Then we have a little settings icon here where you can adjust the reverb settings from room nor hall. You can adjust the size, the damping, and the pre-delay there. And then on the right-hand side of the main setup page, we have the mic mix. So we have close. We're going to mute, power these off. You can power them on, you can mute them, you can solo them. We're going to power these off. So right now we have close. We have mid. And we have far. And you can blend them to taste. And with perspective, you can adjust the sliders from close, which will have some preset mixes here. So this will be all the way close and all the way far. And then you can blend that to taste as well if you want to just use a slider here. So really a great way to really sculpt the sound. See what I did there? From the main page right here, you don't even have to jump to any of the other pages. We went over the setup page. One thing about the setup page that I didn't mention earlier is that every articulation can be accessed from every patch. So you have a lot of flexibility there. You can also delete articulations or move them around, adjust them. So let's say you want this on the low key, you can move that up there. However you want to lay that out, and you can add more and subtract more. And then you can also open up different folders. You can clear all. You can load different presets or save your own presets and custom settings there. So many options built into the plugin. And last but not least, we have the rhythm engine. What you want to do here is turn it on if you want to use the rhythm engine. And this is where you can set different rhythms to trigger when you hit a note. And you already hear right out the bat, it's just some great things happening there. You can load different rhythm presets there. You can clear, you can save your own. You can adjust the steps from 0 to 32. I think you can go 1 to 32. So you can go all the way up to 32. You can go to defaulted to 16 there. And you can just adjust what's playing here on the velocity. You can draw it in there with your mouse. Let's say you want to do something like this, and you want that one to be the highest, and then you want to come back down. You can adjust your dynamics from standard to extended. With extended, it will scale the dynamics proportionally until all reach 100. For the most part, I'll probably use standard here. And you can also have it dynamically controlled with your mod wheel. So if you see the mod wheel down here at the bottom left, if I move that down, it will adjust the overall mix here of the velocity. So I'm going to turn this down, fade it in. It's kind of hard when it's all, we'll do like a definite build like that. So you have a lot of fun there. You can also do very similar settings with the filter, but it's totally separate from the velocity. So let's say I do something like this. We'll just do the filter. And what you can do with the new key here, you can restart the sequence or you can continue the sequence when you hit a new key. Typically, when you hit a new key, it will restart the sequence, but if I say continue sequence, it will continue the sequence when I hit a new key. You can adjust the rate here, which would adjust the way that it's synced up to your DAW, so it does match your tempo. So you can have a quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, all the way up to 16th triplet. And then you can humanize the settings by adding randomization to the velocity and the timing here. So a lot of options within the plugin. What we're going to do now is I'm going to mute the microphone and we're going to go over some of the presets here on the left, and you can hear how the Tom Factory sounds sound. Let's get into it. So that is just a quick playthrough of some of the presets from Tom Factory Epic Ensembles. One thing I didn't mention is the different types of mixes. With the hyped mix, you have hyped up sounds. They sound great. They really punch through the mix. With the aggressive mix, you have a heavy sound. With the snappy mix, it's a crisp and tight. You have a less reverb tail. With the punchy mix, it is short and tight with beefy low end and harmonic saturation. And then you have the extra, extra large mix with a larger than life sound. And you have the raw mix, which is close to the sound of the drums in their natural space. So you have so many options there with all the different mixes. And then you have your different essentials down here. What I'll probably do is save these different essentials down here as presets in Logic Pro so that I can just do one click to load them up when I'm making my music and demos and things. And speaking of making music, I'm going to jump now over to a demo that I've created featuring Tom Factory from Fracture Sounds. Here we go. So that is the demo I created featuring Tom Factory from Fracture Sounds. Let's get into what is happening here. As you can hear, it is just a beat. This is actually a track I am pitching for a sync opportunity, and I am going to get an artist on there, but I wanted to utilize or use the Tom Factory sounds in this track as I was creating it. So let's get into what I'm doing with Tom Factory here. I have this thing playing at the beginning using the aggressive mix. And in retrospect, it does sound like the We Will Rock You if you were to do like a stomp clap thing. So Tom Factory could be used in stomp clap, stadium style songs as well, rock, like high energy rock stuff. I'm using it here on what I would call like a hip hop. It's supposed to be boom bap, but it didn't really end up being boom bap, but hip hop type track. So I have that playing throughout the whole track. As you see that, I have that playing from pretty much beginning to end with a little break here. And then under that, we have the hyped mix coming in playing this. And then during the break here, I actually have the hyped mix playing the intro, sort of the drums that we heard on the aggressive mix doing this part. So it's a little bit less roomy, a little bit less aggressive. Haha, see what I did there? So this is those two playing together. And then we bring in what I call the mid, but this is also the hype mix playing this part. And then with the others. So as you can hear, I'm building out the what I would call the epic ensemble, the percussion ensemble here using Tom Factory. And then finally, we have this part playing, this fourth part here using the high from Hypemix. That is just some of the sticks layered together, and I am playing all of that together here. And I'm going to play all of that with just the drums. I added a hi-hat and the beat here, playing together here at the end. And just like that, I've created a cue for sync licensing. Like I said, I'm going to get an artist on this and we're going to pitch it to a library. But that is the track I created featuring Tom Factory Essentials. Some final notes of the Tom Factory Essentials plugin. Let's open one up here. So final thoughts about Tom Factory from Fracture Sounds. It is an incredible plugin. You have a lot of variation here with the hyped aggressive, the snappy, the punchy, the XSL, and the raw mixes. You also have the essentials with those same mixes. You can mix and match your own sounds to create your own mixes, your own sort of arrangements. You can save your own setups in there. You have the different mic settings. You have your main pages. You can sculpt the sound. You have the stacking, the spatialization. You can set up the different parameters here, as I mentioned. You also have the rhythm page, so you can trigger your own velocity and filter rhythms. You can harmonize that. You have different layers there that you can add to it. There's a lot going on in this plugin, and it's all housed into a pretty easy and intuitive interface. As far as changes and recommendations, I am a huge fan, as you know by now, of a randomized button. So I would love to have a randomized button, especially on the rhythm engine here, to just randomize different parameters, and then I can pick and choose. And I wouldn't mind a randomized button on the setup page that would just randomize all the different articulations and just throw them randomly on here, and we would see what that comes up with. But definitely, I would add a randomized button on this page so that I can randomize, maybe over here have a little dice button. I can randomize velocity, and then I can also randomize the filter. When it comes to percussion, and I've done a lot of percussion reviews for the Sampleist, this one is definitely up there as far as getting either wide and loud sounds or getting some narrow, tight sounds. You have all that built into the Tom Factory, and I can't highly suggest it enough. Again, Tom Factory is at the intro sale price until September 4th, 2023 of $119. It will normally be $169. You can also get it as part of the Epic Ensemble bundle for $229 until September 4th, and then that bundle will go away. But definitely check out Tom Factory Epic Ensembles from Fracture Sounds. This has been Marcus the Fingaz, D-A-F-I-N-G-A-Z. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this page, The Sampleist, on YouTube for more great videos like this, and we will see you in the next video. All right, peace.